Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Valkyries fans, Minnesota Lynx fans. Well, I went into this game not feeling like we would beat the Lynx. I mean, the Lynx are the number one team for a reason. But, after like the first quarter and then the second quarter, I'm like, oh my God, we got a shot. And then that third quarter came, and we have these time periods where we just don't score. And it's not like the Lynx did anything, they just scored. We didn't have a lot of, I mean, the turnovers they weren't specifically bad, but we got them at the worst possible times. And, when they started to pull away and they got like a 9-point lead, I'm like, oh no, it's over. But, you got to hand it to this team. They fought right back and they got it all the way down to 2 points. It was 74 to 76 or 72, something like that. And then the next time we bring the ball down, we threw it away. Oh, God, that was a dagger. I thought, okay, well, maybe if we can stop them. And then we didn't. And then they got at that, when the ball got thrown away that one time, it was like, oh, crap, that's it. And, we still came back and, we got a chance at a three-pointer, and then Salaun tried to put it up, and then it was over by then. But, boy, what a valiant effort. And, even though we went down by that 9-point stretch there in the third quarter, there was no giving up and all the way back to 2 points. My thing is, don't let that happen in the first place. I mean, Hiedeman was killing us. We should have had, after she hit like 2 of them, we should have put someone taller on her. Well, then again, we had, Kate Martin was guarding, I think she was on her, and then Kayla Charles and Veronica Burton were kind of going back and forth. I don't know. But she was just lights out. Hiedeman was the key to this victory for Minnesota. She had 24 points. That was her season high. I don't know if it was her career high, but they were talking about, it being, she surpassed her season high. So, the Lynx are really hard to beat. You can't make any mistakes against them, and you have to hit your shots. I'm going to look at the shooting percentages, but Hiedeman, gee, she must have shot like 70% or something. But you know what? Last game at Ball Hall, it was really exciting. Came down to the last minute. Just wish we could have got this one. I mean, I wasn't really expecting it, but, now we got to beat... If we beat Seattle, we're fine. We stay in 6th place. But Connecticut beat Phoenix. So that pretty much... Well, there's still a week of games, and, the Aces have to play the Sparks. And the Sparks, they're a good team. They could upset them last game of the season. Let's see, Atlanta, I don't know if Atlanta's, because they had the Sparks twice and they beat them twice. So, there could be a little tweaking there in the next week, because you never know. I don't think Phoenix was expecting to lose to Connecticut. Yep, just pulled up the stats. Hiedeman shot 60%. She only took threes, made 6 of them out of 10. And then she was 6 for 7 from the line. She had 3 steals, and she was the one who got that steal right at the end there. I think Burton was driving, and then she went to dish to someone on the wing, and Hiedeman stole it. That was a dagger. She had 2 turnovers and 2 assists and a rebound. Let's see, who else? Shepard shot 66%. They shot 40% from 3. That's the thing that killed us. We only shot 25% from 3. We were 9 for 35. They were 12 for 30. There's a difference in the game. We had way more points in the paint than them, 34 to 14. That had to do a lot with drives and then cuts to the hoop. That was our points in the paint. We did get some, off rebounds and that kind of thing. Turnovers were even. Points off. They got more points off turnovers, though. We had 12 turnovers. They had 11. They got 19 points off those 12 turnovers. That's 7 points. There's the game right there. And we only got 14. So, it was a great effort by the Valkyries. I mean, to even go toe-to-toe with Minnesota is a feat. And just couldn't, that third quarter, darn it. So the Lynx get the win 78-72. Our defense was working really well for the most part. We were making it very hard for them to get shots off, except for Hiedeman. She seemed to be open more often than not. So we outscored them 18-16 in the first, 18-15 in the second, and then they got their 30-point quarter in the third, and we scored 16. That was our lowest scoring quarter and their biggest. And then we outscored them 20-17 in the final quarter. God, if we had just a little bit more in that third quarter. Anyway, so the Lynx shot 38% from the floor, so did we. We shot just a hair better than them overall, but the three-point shooting percentage was a big difference. They went to the line 16 times. They made 14. We went to the line 12 times, made 9. We out-rebounded them by 2, 38-36. They got 9 steals. We got 4. They had 5 blocks. We had 2 blocks. Carlton had 4 points. Natasha Collier had 20. She didn't shoot particularly well. She shot good from three-point range. She was 4 for 8, but 6 for 16 overall. But, we put a lot of pressure on her when she would get into key. So, we weren't going to make it easy for her. And then Jessica Shepard, she had 12 points and 13 rebounds. We needed to get her off the boards. She was 6 for 9. Most of her shots were right under the hoop. McBride didn't shoot well at all. She was 1 for 11, 0 for 5 from 3. She only had 4 points, thank God, because if she was shooting well, they would have run us out of the gym. She had a block, 2 steals, 2 turnovers, 3 assists, and a rebound. Then Courtney Williams, Courtney did pretty good too. She had 14 points, 3 turnovers, 5 assists, 8 rebounds. She was 6 for 16. That's 37%. It's not great, but it's it's still okay. She was 1 for 3 from 3. And then Hiedeman, 24 points. We went over her already. And then Kundalikova didn't score. And then going to the Valkyries, we had 4 players in double figures. We had 3 players with 15 points. Salaun, Rupert, and Charles all had 15 points. Veronica Burton had 14 points. Salaun ended up with 8 rebounds, 2 assists. She had 4 turnovers, 1 steal. She was 5 for 14 and 3 for 8 from 3. Rupert, 15 points. She had 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. She was 4 for 10 overall, 3 for 9 from 3. Temi had 6 points. She had 3 rebounds, 1 turnover. She was 3 for 7. She took 2 3-point shots and didn't make them. Kayla Charles, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, a steal, and a block. She was 7 for 17 and 1 for 5 from 3. And then Burton, 14 points. She had 4 turnovers, 6 assists, and 6 rebounds. She was 5 for 10 overall, 1 for 3 from 3, 3 for 6 at the foul line. That's unusual. She usually makes all her foul shots. Monique Billings had 5 points. She only got 1 rebound. She usually gets a lot more rebounds. She was 2 for 4 and 1 for 2 from 3. She did get a block, though. And then Kate Martin, she only hit 1 shot. She was 0 for 5 from 3. She got 6 rebounds, 2 assists, had a turnover, 2 points for her. Carla didn't score at all. That could have helped if she had scored a little bit more, but she only played 8 minutes. I'm not sure why that happened. We pretty much had our starters playing the whole way. It would have, I don't know if it would have helped more or not, because we were right with them the whole game, other than that third quarter. And it was even just a little bit of the third quarter. It was just like half of it. So, anyway, I'm proud of the way we fought back. I really didn't expect us to win this game. I'm just counting on us beating Seattle the next game, which is Tuesday. We beat Seattle, we're fine. Because the Fever have to play Minnesota. I doubt they're going to beat Minnesota. They could. I doubt it. But if for some reason the Fever beat Minnesota and we lose the next 2 games, then they would finish ahead of us. And we'd be 7th or 8th. I'm not sure how that would... Because if we lose to Seattle... I don't know. I don't even want to think about that yet. Let's just get if we get the win at Seattle, we're fine. Because then we'll have 20... What is the thing here? We have 19 losses right now. So if we beat Seattle, then the worst we are is 20 losses. And that's what Indiana has right now. If they lose to Minnesota, then we're in 6th. Regardless of what happens the last game of the season. Oh, no, we could have 21. No, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Because say we lose to Minnesota, but we beat Seattle, we have 20 losses. Right now, Indiana has 20 losses. So if by some miracle they beat Minnesota, they still have 20 losses and we have the tiebreaker with them. So the key is, if you want to stay in 6th place, just beat Seattle. And we're fine, no matter what happens with the last game of the season. But I would think Minnesota's going to rest their players last game of the season. But we'll see. Anyway, hell of a fight. A nice way to end the home court season for the Valkyries, another sellout. So it'll be, next time we're back here, it'll be a playoff game. And it's kind of looking like Atlanta, but... that could change. That could change this week. Teams are playing and somebody could lose. So we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Appreciate that. And we'll see you next time.